Welcome to Discover Indie Film. I'm Jeff Howard, and I've got Andy Cochrane with me. Hey, Andy.
Hey.
All right, so people should listen. There's like one, maybe two. I think only two podcasts before this one with you.
Two-parter.
It's a two-parter. It's two-parter, but nicely, it's in two completely separate sections, and we can talk tech in the future. So if you're interested in Andy and his work, Andy makes immersive film.
Immersive experience. Yeah, films are part of it.
Film director. Honestly, I think I described you as a human being. You are the marriage between the creative and the, well, I said engineer, but you know
technical.
What I mean.
Like the creative and the technical.
Yeah, the technical and the creative. That's a better way to say it. So, well, the funny thing is I can never tell people, hey, try to find The Carrier somewhere where you can watch it.
Can't see it yet.
But Andy's film The Carrier played at Filmvasion Los Angeles in 2024 and Sherman Oaks Film Festival in 2024. Andy runs the immersive pavilion at those festivals, which is wildly popular. People dig it.
It's fun.
And we're going to whip out the pavilion this June, I believe, for the 10th anniversary of Filmvasion Los Angeles. So anyway, listen to the podcast before this. Check the show notes. They have clickable links to Andy's websites. Because that's all you're going to get about Andy now.
That's it.
The additional thing you're going to get from Andy in this podcast is answers to the Discover Indie Film 4 questions, which means he'll tell us 3 of his favorite movies. Very intentional that it's not the 3 best ever, just 3 favorites. And second question is an underrated film. Third is overrated. And finally, a lesser known for people to seek out. Now, here we go. You want to name a couple of your favorites?
So I have a weird thing where I'm like my favorites are kind of older. You know, like I don't. Mine
were almost all established at age 22.
Yeah, I was gonna say like really impactful seminal films for me. You know, Fight Club, Matrix, American Beauty. You know, there's 3 right there. Bam, bam, bam. Are they my favorites? I don't know.
2 of them are perfect.
You know, I'm a big fan of Brazil and 12 Monkeys and. You know,
Brazil's like my number 1, I think.
There you go. So I love that sort of like the films that I went to film school. So I came to this town to make the movies that I loved, and I feel like they stopped making them almost immediately. Like just like I graduated from film school.
And those are auteur films for sure.
Absolutely. And you know, like people got fired over Fight Club. You know, like it wasn't like this like raging success, but like I kind of love those sort of big world, really imaginative. Love Terry Gilliam, love Fincher, and I feel like even those directors that I love, I don't love their more recent films. You know, like I love the stuff that they were doing at that turn of the century. You know, the late '90s, early to mid 2000s. You know, there's just Donnie Darko was awesome. So I'm naming way too many films, but that's the kind of films that I gravitate towards, and I kind of stopped watching movies a lot. Like I watch movies, but not in the cinema. You know, like I don't know, Mad Max Fury Road was.
No, the truth is, I'm generally miss out on what's in the theaters now because I have so many film festival submissions. Yeah. And honestly, they're great.
Yeah.
So I see great movies all the time.
Yeah.
So I don't care what Hollywood's putting out.
Yeah, it's and we'll get to the overrated because
we're gonna get there.
Yeah.
We're gonna get there. Anyway. Well, you want to do underrated real quick?
So I have 2 films that like are so high on my list that I don't think a lot of people saw, and those that they just don't have a lot of deep love, and to me they're just so incredible. The Fall blew my mind, just blew the top of my brain. Tar Sims, yeah. And just everything about just brilliant. That movie just blew the top of my brain off. I love that movie. And then in a different way, really inspirationally indie, rough and tumble, Primer is one of my hands down favorites. But again, Shane Carruth I don't like anything he's done since. Didn't like Upstream Color. He's not for me. But Primer was incredible. Just absolutely incredible. Tarsem. What was the superhero one he made with
I don't know.
The Immortals or something like that? It was terrible, but The Fall is it's perfection. It's perfection.
Yeah. It was an improvement on The Cell, right? The Cell came first.
The Cell was terrible.
yeah,
it was okay. It was
I thought
okay.
it was good.
It was okay. It was okay. But like
I haven't seen it
but
since
the
it was
fall
released in
was
theaters.
perfect.
Yeah, The Fall's amazing.
Like it's one of the most like amazingly acted, beautiful films. So
I'll brag that I was a member of what was called Independent Feature Project for like a long time.
yeah.
It became
Yeah.
Film Independent.
Yeah.
So when Primer screened, Shane was there doing the Q&A after, and he was just a dude from Austin
Yeah.
who'd made a movie
Yeah.
that no one had heard of, and it was managed to get nominated for an Independent Spirit Award. But he seemed like a really cool guy. And it's one of the best scripts ever.
It's brilliant. And you want to talk auteur, wrote, directed, acted, edited, did the score, shot, cinematographer, like claims he made it for $6,000 or whatever.
But he wrote a time travel movie that worked.
It works.
And no one else,
It's brilliant.
no one's ever made one that actually works.
And it's so, it's almost a documentary. Like it's
It has
not
that feel.
It's not found footage, but it's just so human and so like there's no big Hollywood cinema in it. It's like just really great.
Yeah,
just cinema.
it's excellent. It's excellent.
So-
All right, well, this got you to overrated.
Every superhero film, with rare exception. Like I really enjoy The Boys. That's TV, not film.
So it did jump the shark, didn't it? Like last season.
It's getting rough. It's getting rough. Yeah. It started out so good.
It was so
So good.
It was so good. But I think they had to pay the actors more each season.
Yeah.
And so they fired the whole writing staff.
Yeah.
And now the budget, the acting budget is so high that most scenes are two people standing there talking about nothing.
And it's
Because that's all they can afford
slowly
now.
becoming what it was railing against a little bit. Like it's slowly is becoming the thing that The Boys was the Antifa of.
Yeah, exactly. Oh
So-
man, that first episode was just the shit. So
It's
good.
amazing.
So
The
good.
Invisible
because
Man.
of course the Flashes run through people.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous to think that he would be able to go around everybody on the street.
Just the Invisible Man in the cage was just jackhammer.
Getting stuff shoved up his ass.
Because that's the only way to kill him.
Stuff.
So I do enjoy the occasional superhero film, but I think superheroes taken seriously is just so frustrating. And like even Christopher Nolan's Batman movies, and it's just like there's good people doing good work, but to me they're just it's so unrelatable. It's so like I don't care. I don't.
Well, and it's been beaten to death too.
Oh, and that's
so
the-
how are we not gonna?
When they think in their heads that like they have to make it so that even the super fans will be able to appreciate it and won't attack them. That they have to be true to the material. And then they've created this world where you're just kind of like, I don't know who that is. I don't know why that's important. I don't care about that shot. I don't know why they did the close-up on that thing. I have no concept of what the significance of this insert shot is. I don't know why they're worried about that person. The credit scenes are 100%. The after credit scenes, 100%. Like who, what, where, why. I don't care. And people are like, no, you got to understand. Thanos, he's coming. I'm like, I don't know who Thanos is. I don't know. I don't care. Yeah. So
I mean, I could argue that I actually did. I'll admit that I found the Thanos story compelling.
absolutely.
And watched it with the kid and watched it in order, chronological,
Yeah.
instead of the order they were released. But once you have 21 films that tie together,
Yeah.
and they end,
Yeah.
I don't.
We don't need phases.
We don't need any more
No.
superhero movies. They did it and they did it well. And yeah,
Well,
I'm very over it. And like,
And they try to find relatable human drama, and it's really tough to do that when everyone is invincible.
yeah, and just, but like they did a great job. They by the way, I actually walked away from the Marvel unit, like by Iron Man 2 or 3. I'm like, I
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah.
Superhero, supervillain almost wins, superhero wins in the end. Like,
Yeah.
you can't bore me more.
It's paint by numbers now.
Yeah.
Like even the shot selections.
In
paint
fact,
by
if you
numbers.
just stop an Infinity War where Thanos wins, I'm all in.
I mean, that would be hilarious if they
I
just
really-
stop there. They're like,
Yeah.
we're done.
That is where the story ends.
Marvel cancels DC. They're like, no, we're done. We're done. That was it.
By the
We're
way,
gonna-
he
we're
solved
gonna leave it
hunger.
there.
Like literally. By the way, the beginning of that last one, Endgame or whatever, was it Endgame? I think it was Avengers Endgame. But like it starts and like everyone's sad and like the baseball field's empty, and I'm like, we only lost half the population on Earth. Like, it just means you'll get a better seat at the baseball. So you're telling me that like the
No baseball
stadium,
players?
if half the people died, we wouldn't still have baseball?
No,
No,
just
we would
everything's
still have
over.
baseball.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like there's just such like
It was just silly.
it's silly, and it's and I think the superhero stuff that's more comedic, like genuinely funny,
Yeah, like the Ant-Man stuff works.
is there. It's we say like, oh, quote unquote, they're not taking themselves as seriously, and it's like, no, they're not taking this. They're not trying. They're not convincing themselves that this, like, you see the behind the scenes photos, and it's like, you all look so stupid right now. You're wearing, tracking markers and holding foam swords and making faces, and like, you look so stupid. But instead of just being like, this is silly, this is ridiculous, let's have some fun, this is outrageous. They're like, no. We're making Oscar-worthy art is what we're doing right now. Because my character, let me explain to you the backstory of my character. And it's just like, it started out unrelatable, and then it turned into this like full of itself, like, elevated.
Yeah.
It's like, no, superheroes are.
Actually, you're reminding me
lowbrow.
that that's probably why our household really liked the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, fun.
Pair.
Just
'Cause
fun.
they were fun.
Just fun.
Great
Funny.
soundtrack.
Yeah.
Fun,
funny.
cassette tape.
Yep.
Let's have fun with this.
Peacemaker, hilarious, so funny. Like that TV
I haven't
show.
watched it.
It's so funny. It's so good. No, it's so funny and it's so good, and it's because they're not trying to like win Oscars for dramatic, performance of somebody wearing a blue screen, suit. Like it's silly. It's so overrated big time. And
All right, comic book movies.
comic
there
book
you go.
movies.
The superhero movies.
Superhero movies.
Yeah,
Yeah. Because there's good stuff in there for sure.
Yeah.
But it's just as a wide brush to
Well,
paint.
and it as usual, they kind of killed it, right?
Yeah.
It's became a victim of its own success,
Yeah.
and now they're losing money hand over fist on these things, making them for too much money,
And they just look silly.
And no one's like, I was really dying for another movie with Captain America in it.
Yeah.
No, we're
good.
not interested.
I'm good.
We're equally uninterested in Snow White. So anyway,
Well, and
so-
they like Spider-Man's a great example where the creative decisions on Spider-Man are driven by the need to maintain the ownership of the IP by making a film on a certain cadence. So they've done how many origin story restarts on Spider-Man? 5, maybe.
Yeah, I gotta admit the one with all three dudes
Yeah.
that I had to go to because someone in my household was saying,
Wanting
it
to.
was a debate which guy was cutest.
Okay.
I think she was 14 at the time, might have been 15, but I did love how they kind of apologized in a way, or they made fun of the different versions
yeah.
of like, wait, it comes out of your arm? You didn't build a web slinger?
Yeah.
Like that stuff. I was
Like that's having fun.
They
Yeah,
paid
yeah.
off the nerds who've been annoyed
Yeah.
with these reboots and annoyed with all the differences. They did us a solid. It wasn't a great movie.
No, it's
But
still not.
But it was fun.
But at least they weren't trying to win Oscars.
No.
They weren't trying to like be serious.
No.
And that's when
No, if anything, they admitted like, yeah, we've been really dumb.
yeah, this is not good.
This is
Yeah.
just dumb.
And they've been reinventing it. It's like I don't know. The animated the two animated Spider-Mans were
Yeah, across the
fantastic,
Spider-Verse. Yeah.
but they kind of seemed to be a mistake. It was like the studio wasn't paying attention, and they like accidentally gave them enough money to make these wildly experimental, amazing, really innovative films. And then they started paying attention, and we'll see if they ever get to like have that like wildly creative, stretch again.
We all know what killed Chappelle's show. it started making money. So all of a sudden they started telling him what to do.
Yep.
Even though he made the money when they weren't telling him. Anyway.
Yep.
Last question is a lesser known film for people to seek out.
See, I blew it because it would be Primer. Primer would be the lesser known, and I did Primer and
You made
The
it
Fall.
underrated.
Yeah.
Well, you could have just split Primer off.
Yeah, I could have.
Oh, honestly, those are both better as lesser known. Like underrated, not to tell you how to live your life.
Please.
But underrated is more like, like for me, like Miller's Crossing. Like there's this Coen Brothers movie.
Yeah.
It's actually the best one they've ever done.
It just kind of got
And
overlooked a
I
little.
never hear anyone talk about it.
Yeah, that's fair. I would see now. I got
that kind of thing.
Now I gotta really go back to the depths of my brain and really think about those. Oh, I got one actually. Can I do so? So let's lock in Primer for 4.
Primer's lesser known.
For lesser known, one of my favorite movies that just so got overlooked. It is a Christmas film. It is not considered to be a Christmas film. It's absolutely a Christmas movie. Just Friends with Ryan Reynolds is one of the funniest, best performances he's ever turned in. Anna Faris is incredible in that film. It is the most quotable, funny, good movie.
Anna Faris might be like one of the most delightful people on the planet.
Yes.
Like I've never
She's
not
amazing.
enjoyed that performer.
Everything she does has been incredible.
Everything's incredible.
And Just Friends is
Ryan
this,
Reynolds is a little popular in my household too. A
He's-
little more than I'd like him to be. Honestly, I think those Deadpool movies are
they're
are
awesome.
gems.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's they really kind of like play with it a little bit too, with making fun of the superhero
yeah,
genre.
and joking about we can only afford these X-Men.
Yeah. And that's definitely he's amazing. But
All right, well, I'll have to watch it. Which one was it?
oh man, so you haven't seen it all? Just
No.
Friends. So it's
Just Friends.
It's
Okay.
the one where he's in a fat suit. If you remember the ads of Ryan Reynolds in a fat suit.
God, I don't remember.
And he's singing "I Swear." It's incredible. So I'll give you a little teaser of what makes it great. It is awkward, fat, nerdy, overlooked. Ryan Reynolds grows up to be record executive, hot shot, and rich dude in L.A. Who through an accident basically ends up in his hometown at Christmas time and goes back to his family and stuff. It is in the same way Cabin in the Woods does this kind of like We Are This movie, and then amazing shift and like we're not doing that movie anymore. We're actually doing this other movie, and like it's incredible. They take that storyline that you think it's a romantic comedy, it's a Christmas, it's the redemption tale, right? It's the nerd gets the girl story. It's incredible what they do with that. Like it does not go the way
I trust
you think
you.
it is.
I trust you. I
Phenomenal
trust you on
film.
this.
Phenomenal film. Great
I trust you.
comedy.
I'm gonna wrap it up, but I'm gonna throw a title at you. Another one that I think is underrated: Dirty Rotten Scoundrels.
Yeah.
I think it might be the best screenplay ever written.
I saw it quoted recently.
So perfect.
Like literally last week. It was, I don't know if to get political. I guess Elon Musk was fascinating people at a dinner party at Mar-a-Lago this weekend. We're balancing a fork on his finger. And somebody said something like, "Not now, Stuart," or whatever. Like there's, there's
Ruprecht, put down the fork.
Yes. That's it. That's the quote.
Why is the cork on the fork?
Yes. So that was literally this weekend that movie was quoted.
I'm pretty sure that Steve Martin is a divine being sent from beyond.
He's incredible.
Yeah.
Only Murders in the Building, I think, with anyone other than this cast would be unwatchable. It is so personality driven. It is so good.
Whoa. Watching Steve and Marty is like watching two Michael Jordans play
The
basketball
role
together.
of their lives, and they're
just
it's
so good
amazing.
together. They're so amazing. Yeah. Yeah, we're lucky. We're lucky.
Yep.
Lucky to have these wonderful men. All right, so a quick exit. Check the show notes. Every podcast app has show notes, right? So check the show notes for Andy's clickable links. his websites. You'll someday see something he's made. I don't know.
Maybe.
Don't
We'll
judge
see.
me.
We'll see.
So the only one I've seen, you have to wear a visor. I'm forgetting what it's called.
Yeah, VR headset.
A
Yep.
VR headset.
Yep.
Why didn't I say just VR headset? It's funny. All right, so I guess because it's not over my head.
No,
Anyway,
visor makes sense.
it's Apple's fault because
It
they
is.
use the word
The
vision and
vision
makes you
and-
think visor.
Yeah, I got you. It
Yeah.
makes sense. No, it makes sense.
BS. My wife wears a visor to play tennis. That's a little thing that's like a little shade thing. All right. You are listening to the Discover Indie Film Podcast. Like and subscribe. Be kind. Be nice. If you want to learn more, go to discoverindiefilm.com. On social media, it's always at DIFWins. The best way is Blue Sky. Gotta say, I love Blue Sky. Hefe111 at Blue Sky. That's me. But at DIFWins at Blue Sky. Also, I think, did I mention? Yeah, I mentioned in the beginning that the Carrier was at Sherman Oaks Film Festival and Film Invasion LA. Both festivals are run by the Discover Indie Film Foundation, which is a nonprofit. Oh, wait till I tell you about this nonprofit. I got something really cool. That anyway, I'm gonna make everyone listen to me tell Andy this. We were so dumb. We were paying for Google Workspace for the nonprofit,
Yep.
but they have a nonprofit program.
Makes sense.
Got into the nonprofit program. Everything is free, and they give you 100 terabytes of cloud storage.
100 terabytes?
100 terabytes.
I need that.
I got 100 terabytes.
I have 3 on Dropbox right now. 3.
Yeah, I was paying for 3.
Yeah.
The festivals have to pay for 3 because
Yeah.
when we do
Yeah,
DCPs and stuff.
Yeah.
100. 100. They obviously designed it because they have servers for,
Just sitting there.
for centuries. And they're like, well, City of Hope needs 100 terabytes. Then,
Oh, I need to spin up a nonprofit.
it's pretty sweet. It took me a while to get it all activated, but we're all good.
terabytes.
100 terabytes.
This is a good ad.
Believe
for
me,
Google.
I went into the bedroom that night and I said, my love, I have to talk about this 100 terabyte thing, but I know I could be talking, I know no one cares, but so I have to jump on the people who will care about the 100 terabytes.
I can't even wrap my head
I can't
around.
even imagine it.
I mean, I have like 100 terabyte like server, but that's like
That's a RAID array.
that's a RAID array, and that took me a while to build that, and like that was to just have 100.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest I've seen is like a 14 terabyte hard drive.
For somebody to just like give me 100 terabytes in the cloud, I would.
I would need 7 14 terabyte hard drives just to have that local synced.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
I got started.
All right, talk about a tangent. So that's the 100 terabytes that discoverindiefilm.org has. But go to discoverindiefilm.org. Be a nice person. And from there, you can go to Sherman Oaks Film Festival or Film Invasion Los Angeles. Both are ranked in the top 100 worldwide for best reviewed film festivals on Film Freeway by filmmakers. And, all right, so Sherman Oaks is ShermanOaksFF.com, and it's at Sherman Oaks FF on social media. Film Invasion Los Angeles is FilmInvasionLA.com, and it's Film Invasion LA on social media. And yeah, I mentioned it before, Film Invasion is going to South America, Lima, Peru, January 16th and 17th of 2026. So that's really cool. We did 10 years at 2 festivals here, and now our 11th year we'll have a 3rd sister festival in Lima, Peru. And needless to say, every time I do the currency exchange, I smile. Like I read the contract.
Add a couple zeros.
Oh my God. I read the contract. They're like, 5,000 whatevers to this. And you do the math. Oh, that's $300. $300. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right. I've shared too much. Thank you, Andy.
Thank you.
And thank you, everyone who's listening.